Hey, welcome to Painted By. Today we are painting this cute, darling reindeer. Before we get started, could you guys please subscribe to the channel so that we can continue making these free tutorials? Okay, let's talk about the supplies we need. We need our paintbrush. I have a round tip. We need watercolor paper, pencil and eraser. This is my watercolor paint, a jar of water, and a paper towel. Grab your paper and your pencil and let's get started. First, I'm going to sketch out the head of the reindeer, and it's going to be kind of like this oval shape, just like that. It doesn't need to be perfect. I'm going to do the nose, the lower half of the face, the little cute smile smirk, and two dots for the eyes. Next, I'm going to do the ears with a little point to them. Then I'll work on the antlers. All right, let's start the body, and I'm just marking the neck where I want it to meet so that it's even. This is also kind of like an oblong, uneven shape. And little arms, obviously they're just legs, but for this picture, they're arms poking out. And let's start the legs. They're gonna come down almost to a point, and then we'll just even it off with a line. All right, and on the face here, I'm just gonna draw some lines on the lower face, just where I want it to be a different color. These in the ears. Okay, let's get our paint ready. So I'm gonna do the body kind of like a brownish yellow color. I also need a dark brown ready. I need a little bit of like an orangey brown that I'm gonna add in some spots of the body. And then I also need red for the cute red nose. Before we paint, I'm going to grab the eraser and I am going to lightly erase this drawing that we did. Not completely because I still want to see it, but I just don't want the pencil marks to show through the paint. All right, grabbing my paintbrush, I'm getting a lot of water on it, and then I'm grabbing this warm brown color, and I'm doing that lower half of the face. It's really watery with a little bit of pigment on my brush. Right, now I'm going to grab more pigment on my brush, more paint on my brush, and I'm going to do the rest of the head. Going around the nose, we're going to paint the nose red. All right, now I'm going to dry off my brush completely, and I'm going to use my dry brush to pick up the pigment at the bottom portion of the face, just to make it that much lighter than the rest of the face. Okay, yes. All right, grabbing that same yellow-brown warm color, we're going to do the rest of the body. Okay, let's move on and do the legs. Cute little reindeer legs. Now I'm going to grab this orange brown color and just drop it in a couple places on the body and head. Not very many places, just to add a little bit of interest to the coloring. Right now, can't forget the ears. Now again, I'm grabbing just a completely dry brush and I'm picking up some of the pigment on the body just to give it some more variation. You're welcome to do this or not, whatever you want. Now I'm going to grab the dark brown color and I'm going to start to do the antlers. Just a nice thin line. I'm trying not to meet the brown of the head just because that color is wet right now and I don't want this dark brown color to blend in with that. Okay, now we need our reindeer to be completely dry before we can do any of the other details. So go ahead and step away, let it dry, get a blow dryer or just a thick piece of paper and fan it, and come back when it's done. Okay, we're dry, and now I have a dark brown color on my brush, and I'm going to do some of the details, like the middle part of the ear right here. I'm going to do the bottom of the arms, and we'll do the bottom of the legs as well. Okay, for those of you that want to do an advanced trick, I'm going to do some shading. So I have some brown, some darker brown, and I'm putting it just under the head to show a shadow. I'm going to spread this out. Then I'm going to dry off my brush, get it a little tiny bit damp, and then just spread that just to make it even. Okay. Yes, looks good. Little shadowing. And I'm going to also do it on the arms because the arms are kind of tucked back behind the body, so that would naturally add some shadow. All right, just like that. Dry off the brush slightly and then just lightly go along the edge of that new paint. Like I said, this is an advanced technique, guys, so don't do this if you don't want to. It's totally fine. And I'm going to do it right underneath the belly on the top of the legs as well. Just smoothing this out a little bit. Okay, the fun part, we're going to do this bright red on the nose. And I'm going to leave a tiny little line of white to show a reflection on the nose. Okay, I think the paint is done. Now I'm gonna grab my really thin marker, my micron pen. You can use a pen or a thin marker, whatever you would want to do. And I'm just gonna outline everything just to kind of give it a little, just make it pop a little bit more. And I'll fast forward a little bit through this part, but feel free to pause if you need more time to work on yours. I love adding that little smile. It just makes it come alive. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little shadow down at the bottom, which is just black with lots of water to make it light gray. Nothing fancy, just a little bit of swipes down here. How did your guys' turn out? I hope it looks a little bit different because that means it will have your style, and that's exactly how it should be. Now, nobody would know who this was painted by if we did not sign our names. I'm going to sign mine down here at the corner. I love this little guy. Thank you so much for painting with me today, guys. Bye.